Hey guys, welcome to another episode of That Pilot Guy. Whoa, that was weird. It looked like my tailgate was randomly down. Anyways, today we are taking the Bonanza over to my friend's hangar to actually put the prop back on for good, which is exciting because now we've got all the parts together. We can do that, which means I can fly it to the avionics shop and get the transponder done for ADS-B and maybe a GPS. I really like the Avendines, but they're expensive, so I don't know. Anyway, let's grab the tow bar, let's hook it up, and let's go. Yeah, didn't you gotta do like acrobatic flying in this, like some, crazy ad?
So this is really exciting because I got a new tow bar. I have the tow bar that is like in the back of the plane for when you fly places and you need to move it around by hand. But I didn't have a tow bar that you could hook up to a hitch before. So that was mine. I mean, I borrowed my friend's, but now that I have one, kind of fun. So anyways, and I've also got these little pieces that are supposed to go in here so that you can fit it on a Bonanza, because the little pins on the nose gear right here are smaller than the ones that are on like a Cessna or a Piper. So it's kind of a different setup, but not a big deal. Last one. Tail tie down. We've already got the other two. There's Russell and his girlfriend Shelby in his new plane, which is nice. They're putting the cover on it, pretty snazzy. We need a cover for this one. Ow. Yeah, watch out. Ride over.
Great.
Kind of fun, right?
Yes.
I kind of wish I could do that.
It's very fun.
Was it?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, well, we made it over here to the hangar. The new tow bar setup worked really well. I am super excited about this. This is so nice, this little setup. This is amazing. Definitely recommend the 2 and 5/16 I think, ball hitch, because the regular 2-inch just seems like it'd be too little and that could pop off, but with it being a larger size receiver, it seems to help it. Anyways, looks like they've already got the hangar open, so I'm going to get the plane inside and we'll go from there.
What do you think?
Now see, this is a real hangar. Look how nice this is. Big, real airplanes, clean floors, lots of space. And the best part about this hangar is it's not really climate controlled. Well, it is in the winter, but it's insulated so well that it stays cool in here even when it gets really hot in the summer. So nice, so nice. So first things first, take the spinner off, nose cone spinner. I prefer to call it the nose cone because it's more of a nose cone.
I don't know why it's called a spinner. I mean, it does spin, but it doesn't spin anything itself. It gets spinned, I don't know, or it gets spun, not spin. Anyways, ironically enough, the spinner, if you want to call it that, is oddly difficult to put on because you have to line up, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. You have to line up 10 screws top and bottom, and it doesn't always fit, it doesn't always fit like perfectly. So you kind of gotta wiggle it a little bit and find a sweet spot. Plus, the counterbalances or the counterweights for the prop are inside the front section of the spinner here, which you'll see. And they have to fit in as well, and I mean, it's a whole thing. You would think it's easy, but you know, it just takes a little time to finesse it into place. So we'll take this off, and then all we have to do is take the hub off, make sure the prop is correctly in place on the shaft, and then tighten down the prop onto the shaft of the engine. Hook up the pitch change motor and all the fun stuff back there, and that'll be it. But before we start doing everything else with the prop, after I take the spinner off, we're gonna open up the side of the cowl here, and we're gonna take the battery out and put the battery charger on it because it's probably dead. It's been sitting since we've been waiting to do the prop. So that way, when we're done, we can test run the plane and make sure that everything works the way it's supposed to, and that'll be that. Alright, so here's where things get a little bit complicated. Putting the prop back on, because there's some stuff that you kind of have to adjust and set when you're putting the prop back on, at least, you know, from what I've heard. It's my first time putting the 215 prop back. I mean, it's my first time doing a 215 prop in general, so it's a little bit of a learning curve as I go. But anyways, that's why you have manuals like this. So we're gonna go removal and installation. So we're gonna go back to the installation part here and read through and figure out what exactly and how exactly and the procedure to do it. The thing I'm wanting to make sure that I'm questioning right now is, come here, I'll show you. There's these two nuts right here, right? On the front of the prop. It says these nuts are safety low pitch lock nuts. Okay, so that makes sense. This means that it's going to restrict the lowest pitch that the prop can go. To set correctly, unscrew to clear hub sleeve in all pitch positions. Set low pitch to give correct static RPM by turning gear with spring stops on 4-bolt index. Run propeller by electric motor in low pitch position. Rev up the engine without disturbing the pitch setting, and then screw on the nuts so they will just rest on the sleeve. I'm going to compare what that sticker says to what that manual says, and hopefully, you know, get an idea. Plus, it's Saturday, so I'm not sure if the prop or the propeller company is going to be open that did this prop. But if they are, I can call one of the fellas over there and get a little more advice. Once we connect the motor leads, right, start the engine, run up until the desired static RPM is obtained. Then tighten the safety low pitch stop nuts so they will rest on the sleeve. So start the engine and run up until the desired static RPM is obtained. So, okay, there we go. All right. So that means up. That's what it is. Little guys like to work their way out. But then it hits the post, which is interesting. So that's out, and that's in, right? Okay. That means it's back a little bit. Okay. Huh, interesting. Alright, so we're going to take these nuts off. That. now we've got these bolts right here connected, which mount the back of the, I guess the pitch change assembly, if you want to call it that, to the flange on the engine. We just got them loosely put in there so that it'll hold it. Now what we have to do is we have to set this, which is the pitch change gear, okay? It has 4 bolts that mount it to a flange on the front that contain the pitch change bearing. So we're gonna set static low RPM. So we're gonna set the whole prop assembly up right now to where when you go start the plane, it's in full low. So this is very much one of those do not try at home things, but I don't have another person with me right now that can fill in this position, so you have to improvise. This nut gets torqued down between 400 and 440 foot-pounds. So I'm gonna cut the middle and say 420, which is approximately what my weight will do at the end of this bar. I've already done the math, we should be good. So, airplane's taking off. I've used the tire of my truck to brace the prop here, which should hold the prop from spinning while I tighten down on this nut here on the end of the prop to permanently attach the prop to the plane. This is dangerous. There you go. Now we're gonna hang my weight off the end of the prop, just like that. And I think we are now completely torqued down. So the next step is gonna be to put the safety pin in. It's gonna go through that hole into that hole, and that's going to lock this down so that it can't vibrate out of place. Okay, so here's this little pin I was telling you about. This is the cotter pin. We're gonna take this out. We're gonna set that right here next to the needle nose. Okay, now here's how this is gonna work. It's gonna go in like this, and then this is gonna go in the cotter pin. And I think we're gonna use this hole right here. Oh, that hole did not work. We're gonna use this hole. Yeah, it is in. All the way through. Yeah, look at that. Cotter pin's in. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, let's get it all the way through. Okay. Spin it on around. I need to turn my hat backwards. My hat being the front ways, the right way is hitting the prop. I can't see. Turn it, turn it, turn it. There we go. Ah. This is so much easier said than, oh, wait a minute. There we go. There, okay, maybe this is my golden ticket. Okay, there we go. All right, we've almost got it, folks. We got one of the ears of the cotter pin, pushed back. Now, just gotta get the other ear to bend back a little bit, and we will be freaking golden. So now if I can hold this, push it with the screwdriver. Oh yeah, baby. Boom, look at that. Freaking gorgeous. Look underneath there. Look in that little crack right there. It's put in there so, I'm good, I mean, you know. Did it right? Did it good? That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Helper out here today, she's holding the, let me move that. Holding the screwdriver there for me. And I'll show you what I'm doing. There's this nut right there. See that little guy? We have to tighten it. Now it has these little grommets behind it. Are you still on the screw? No, you're not, it fell off. So there's these little grommets, and you can't tighten them down too much. They're supposed to be
loose enough to turn by hand these bolts here. So they have, these are locking bolts. But it's just kind of weird how they got them set up. Okay, guys. So, good news is the pitch change motor is getting tightened down right now. The final tightening adjustments. I'm mostly sure that I have everything else set correctly. I'm going to review the books one more time before I do anything stupid, but I am going to finish tightening down this pitch change motor, and as soon as I do, the next step will be doing a static run with, well, not, I guess it's not technically a static run, just a ground check where we're gonna turn master power on and change the pitch of the prop without turning the engine on. Because it's electric prop, we can do that and make sure that it goes through its full range of motion. And down to the very final things here, guys, before we start it up and run it for the very first time, which is very exciting and equally as terrifying, trust me. Especially being the first time I've done one of these 215 props. But you live and you learn, and on stuff like this, when there's not many people out there in the world that still know how to and that still actively work on these old airplanes like this, you know, you kind of have to just learn as you go. Okay guys, so we're in the plane, we got it running. I did the ground check, or the ground test on the pitch change motor, and it worked, but the stop did not. The cutoff switch for full low or full high. So I need to check that. But I'm gonna go ahead and let the plane warm up right now, let the temperatures come up. And once everything comes up, I'm going to run the plane up and do a RPM check. But instead of doing a full RPM check, I'm just going to do 3 or 5 seconds in one direction and 3 or 5 seconds in the other, considering I don't know where exactly it's sitting right now, and I'm not sure why the stops are not working, which could be a wiring thing. So I'll figure that out later. But right now, we're just going to test a couple of the other parameters of the aircraft, considering it hasn't ran in a month or so, maybe 2 months now that I think about it, since the prop's been getting IRAN. So, anyways, we are this close to flying it, so all's going well though.
Okay guys, so that was a lot. It's dark out now, but it's all good because the prop is on the Bonanza. Finally, it's Iran. The pitch change motor's been overhauled. All I have to do now is figure out why the stops are not working to keep the prop from going full one way or full the other past the stop point. So I'm sure it's a wiring thing because the wires on it are a little old, so I'm just gonna have to play with that later. But like you saw, the run-up was good. The pitch did change during the run-up, which is exactly what we wanted it to do. So I'm gonna take everything apart. I'm gonna take the spinner off and open the cowls up, and I'm gonna make sure and double check that everything is tight and connected one more time before we actually fly the plane. I'll do that another day. We're about to have a week of bad weather though, of all thunderstorms, rains, and clouds. So it's gonna be a minute before I can get back to it until the bad weather passes. But as soon as it does, I'll pull a ferry permit to get out of the Class Bravo airspace so that we can get it over to the avionics shop and do the avionics work. Anyways, that does it for this episode of That Pilot Guy. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.